What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bryce with the Real Squad.
It's your boy Al here with the Real Squad.
And today we got a special one for you. Godzilla -1, directed by Takashi Yamazaki.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
So it's been hella hype around this movie. I wanted to see it earlier this week. Mm-hmm. A lot of the other YouTubers and channels that I follow, I can just see the headlines and it's something there. I'm like, okay. I think there's something there. I seen the first trailer of this movie. If you haven't seen the trailer, I'm gonna be running it. But I think they dropped 2 trailers, and I specifically went out of my way not to watch the second one.
I haven't seen. I didn't see any trailers.
I fuck with you for that, bro. But I only saw the first trailer, and once I saw the first trailer, bro, I'm like, I think this is gonna be great. Like, it looked incredible. And the first thing I want to say is shout out Takashi. This shit was directed flawlessly. This shit looked amazing. The story behind the movie is amazing.
Amazing.
The metaphors in the movie are amazing. This was a very entertaining watch.
Yep.
And at the same time, it was so emotional.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and put this in the box. I think this was, if not the greatest, probably the best Godzilla I've ever seen on the big screen.
That's a fact.
That I experienced on the big screen.
I'm going to go ahead and second that, bro. Like, I can't think of one Godzilla movie. And I loved Godzilla King of Monsters. I watched that movie to this day.
That movie's still good.
It's still
even
good.
The first one.
Even the first one is good. Yeah. The one by bro that did
Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, the creator.
Yeah.
Those movies are good. I don't want to downplay them, but this movie was great.
I know, like, cause with Godzilla, you got the monster destroying everything. Right. You got him, his different designs, different takes on him, and he's different sizes throughout the movies. And I think lately they try to make him like even bigger, but what was always lacking in every single like mainstream Godzilla movie is the story and the human characters.
It's a fact.
This movie right here demolished all that. It brought everything to the table. This is shot. It's a Japanese film. Right. I guess you can technically say it's a foreign film. It's definitely in Japanese, so you had to read the subtitles, but it was very easy to follow along.
Yeah.
The main character, what's my man's name? Shikamisha.
Yeah, we're gonna be butchering names today.
It's hard. Like,
so we apologize in advance.
Shikishima, but they say it really fast. But he is a
failed kamikaze pilot.
Exactly, and that already in itself is crazy. He ran away from he didn't technically run. I guess he did run away from the war.
Yeah.
And trying to say that his plane was faulty, and while the mechanics are working on it, they realize like ain't nothing wrong with your ship.
Right.
And they realize he abandoned post basically and didn't go through with it.
Yep.
And just that storyline alone. I mean, I never really look into it, but I'm pretty sure that definitely happened in real life. Like, some kamikaze pilots did not go through with it, and when they got back, they either got something happened to them. They were punished.
They show kind of in the movie what happens to the kamikaze pilots when they go AWOL.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Because his neighbor was like not feeling it at all.
Oh yeah, nah. So he was like a coward.
He got chastised for that for sure.
So, we're gonna try to keep it spoiler free.
Yeah.
But Godzilla shows up pretty early on, and the way they bring him in is unconventional, because like I said, he shows up pretty early, and they have that classic like monster trope, like don't show your monster like within like the first 30 or 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
What they did here, I'm like,
that.
They did that.
Forget that.
They did that.
They did it.
I'll say this. I don't know how you feel about it. The way Godzilla looked, bruh, was so scary, menacing, and animalistic.
Yeah.
And the way he was built, it was like scales mixed with like stone. It was almost like a living, breathing, like organic gargoyle. Like it was crazy looking.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. Same. Like the movie was so good. It's a movie where it's like, all right, like he said, in the other Godzillas, the human aspect of it, it's like Transformers. You don't go to see Transformers for the humans. Like, you know what I mean? So and the same thing goes for Godzilla for me. And I'm starting to see now is because the human story was just bad. Like this human story, like the way that they had it, and then like it could have been a movie without Godzilla. Like Godzilla was just like the icing on top.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie, you could have the exact same movie minus Godzilla, and it still be a great movie. Just about like war and and you know how kamikaze pilots was treated, and you know just the regular like bad part of war, like how it affects people and stuff, and how it affects families, and how different relationships come together out of the necessity because of what happens.
Survival.
Yeah,
like,
out of survival.
Because when he comes back, he comes back to his hometown being completely devastated.
Yeah.
And he meets Naruko.
Yeah.
And it's a girl who has a baby, and it's not even her baby. It's just a baby that she was handed by somebody who was dying or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, mind you, that has nothing to do with Godzilla. This is all part of the war aspect of the film.
Yep.
And they kind of pretty much, without even saying it, they link up basically. Not on like no marriage, just like we need each other. We'll help each other survive.
It's
basically.
completely necessary link because of they just needed each other. He needed something because his family had died, and she needed a place to go. And they kind of just the union came together because they both was kind of like minded. You know what I mean? They weren't able to kind of abandon the baby.
Yeah, because when she in the beginning of the movie, she's like running from these guys because she probably stole something. And she hands him the baby really quickly, and he has an opportunity to drop the baby and like walk away, but he doesn't. And she sees this from a distance and was like, "You wouldn't abandon the baby, and neither would I. So I think we should like stick together, basically." Yeah. And that is where the heart of the film lies. Seeing them like progress as a family unit, dealing with the aftermath of the war, and just rebuilding. And he ends up getting a job like cleaning up the bay of of Japan, of the mines that they planted in the water, basically, and that pays a lot of money, so they're able to like, you know, provide for themselves in the baby. And you meet a bunch of like amazing characters, because once he gets this job, there's a character called the Doc, and you have the captain of the ship that he's on, and the kid, and all these characters play an integral part in the film, man. And it's
you could tell
great. They're so likable.
You could tell that they knew like you know, a lot of different countries was gonna be like watching this, so they kind of just gave everybody like nicknames, but they all had regular names too. But the nicknames really help you, I guess,
grasp the character.
Yeah,
you know,
grasp the character.
You know who they're talking about immediately, and you don't gotta get like drowned out in the really long names, because everybody had really long names. It was another character that played a major part. The character that realized that he abandoned his post as a kamikaze driver. Let me see if I can find his name real quick.
It was I forgot bro name.
Tachibana, yeah, and Mr. Tachibana, but he was a airplane mechanic, right? And the way they used his character to come bring the story full circle, everything just worked so well, man. It worked well. And like I said, like
I feel like with the American renditions of Godzilla, they you know, the first one, Godzilla definitely was the villain, so to speak. But as it progresses, then Godzilla starts to become like the hero,
the anti-hero.
The hero. This movie, Godzilla is the villain.
He is an asshole.
He is going crazy, destroying shit. Like, he don't give a fuck what's going on.
We didn't mention it yet, but the way this director depicts and shoots the atomic breath that Godzilla has, hands down, the coldest or the dopest I've ever seen. Like,
pure
I don't
destruction.
even want to show you how. I don't want to describe how, because I didn't experience that in the first trailer. They don't really show that. I don't think they show it at all. I'm only going to run the first trailer, but I was so impressed. I've never been so impressed and excited for the atomic breath, but at the same time, completely devastated that he's about to do it, because this is the most dangerous it's ever been predicted, or not predicted, but like it has ever been shown on film that I've seen. Like I've never seen it do the damage that it does in this movie.
Yeah, it's crazy. The atomic breath in this film, it's like I think they just said, you know, we're gonna go all the way in.
Yeah,
like we're not gonna hold anything back. Because I feel like the American version is more so watered down because of the actual where Godzilla actually like the actual where it comes from. Yeah. Because you know, Japan, they went through the war, but they got 2 atomic bombs dropped on them.
And I think that's exactly why they show the devastation of how powerful it's a perfect metaphor for what they actually really went through.
Exactly.
And just seeing it from the opposite side of the fence of how they felt about losing the war is crazy, bro. Like the fact that it can get you emotional like the way it did, because it was obviously it's a war. You know what I'm saying? We are Americans, so it is what it is. But seeing what they went through in the aftermath, and it's depicted in a way of the creature Godzilla, it really puts it in perspective on how devastating war can be, and it's such an unfortunate thing, bro. And we got these type of weapons that can do that type of damage.
Yeah,
and I think them creating Godzilla in the first place is like the perfect metaphor. For an atomic bomb.
Facts, like perfect metaphor for it, because I can't remember what Godzilla actually means. Like it things like what God of Monsters or some shit like that. It's something like that. Yeah. But basically the whole like, and it's funny because also Oppenheimer came out this year and it kind of shows you our perspective of like, or like the Americans' perspective of how they invented and what they actually invented the atom bomb for. Yeah. And then they didn't show the devastation of it though. They kind of just showed you how Oppenheimer felt about it. Okay. And I feel like this movie showed you the devastation. Like
it's like almost a 2-parter.
Yeah. Like it's like they got a little bit of a like a synergy almost, where it's like, all right, this is the American, but this is the guy who invented it. All right, now this is the damage it actually did.
Damn, you know that's crazy. Yeah. Nah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
Like I said, as far as this is probably, I think we talked about it in the car a little bit. I don't think the Americanized Godzilla will be able to come close to this Godzilla as far as the fear factor, because there was a particular scene that I think we both was like messed up on when it was a scene where Godzilla is in the water and he's like a chase scene.
Oh yeah.
And the look in this monster's eyes was the last thing you would want to see. And I say this all the time, like I can swim, I'm a great swimmer. Yeah, but the ocean terrifies me. Not knowing what's down there, being able to like be in the middle of the ocean, like floating, and knowing that something that big is possibly under you or can be like that can surface next to you has always been like one of my biggest fears, man. And that brought that fear to light, like in the most coldest way. This Godzilla's eyes is horrible.
The way it was filmed was just perfect. Like, you absolutely felt the terror of these people getting chased.
No lie, bro.
And they're in like a wooden boat. It's like they have all these things about why they can't have like a metal boat and all this.
Because they cleaning the mine, so it's a minor part of the movie.
But they also show you why that doesn't matter at all. Yeah. It don't matter. Yeah. You have to be completely lucky, pretty much.
You know what I mean,
this Godzilla was so menacing. Like he said, the way he looked, the way he was it just was crazy.
And he was very very animalistic. Like it wasn't like he wasn't intentionally doing things at first. It was almost like I guess I can say we kind of brought it on ourselves by making our presence known a little bit more, or how much of a threat we could possibly be to it.
That's a fact.
And then once it got to certain areas, and it's going to Tokyo, obviously that's in the trailers, but once it gets there, it's more so like exploring, you know what I'm saying? But in this animalistic way.
I would say that describes it perfectly. Yeah. That's what I felt like when I was watching it. I felt like he's just like, all right. You know what I mean?
But we're seeing it from the human perspective, and it's just like he just destroying it.
Just his presence is terrifying. So people obviously panicking, blah blah blah, doing what they got to do to get away from it. But the Godzilla, him or whatever it is just like,
He's just
All right.
existing.
Yeah,
at
he's
that
just
point.
exactly. He just
but
existing.
let you fire a single
It's
bullet
bad.
gun, nigga, cannon at this man.
It's
it's
bad.
over, bro.
He going,
Like,
he going crazy.
yeah, it's like poking the bear. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like you might as well at that point. He's so cold. You might as well just let him do his thing until he leave. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah,
That's a
but
fact.
the way the movie concludes is also A1. Like
Yep.
I have to give it to it. Like there is no after credit scene, but it's everything I wanted. Something else happens at the end that I really wanted to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I got emotional. Like I could have easily dropped a tear in here. Like this was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I might have to go ahead and say this could possibly be the movie of the year. The year ain't over yet.
It ain't over yet, but it's pretty close.
This is up
I
there.
don't see anything.
I'm gonna have to go through our other reviews and see what else we talked about. But as of right now, this is probably my favorite film this year as far as getting me in the theater, me wanting to go to the theater, and me actually enjoying every single minute of the movie.
This is the movie why I do not like giving out 10s. Like, because then there's a movie like this that come out and I'm like, I gave that other movie a 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We might have to bring it up on the next podcast on what movie, what all movies that we gave 10s to, and like maybe we have to subtract some points, but we'll see. Usually we are very. We don't just be handing out 10s.
I don't think I gave a 10 out this year, honestly.
Okay.
I may have given
It's possible.
It out.
It's possible.
I have to go, like you said, go look back. But
yeah, I think we actually enjoyed The Flash, so we rated that one pretty high.
yeah, I don't think it was a 10 though.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was a 10. We were just high.
It was high.
But that's all we wanted to we had to cover this. You know what I'm saying?
Rate it, right?
Huh?
Rate it.
I'm gonna rate it. I'm just gonna let them know that we shot a podcast. And our idea was to see the movie and do the pod, but it didn't work out that way. But since the movie was so good, we had to do the review separate.
That's a fact.
But I'm gonna go ahead and rate it. Obviously, y'all already know probably what I'm gonna go for, but this is the real deal dopeness. I could not recommend the movie more to go see in theater or just buy as a DVD. Support this film, man. Do not bootleg it.
Do not support this. I'm gonna go the same. Real deal dope. That's a 10, bro. Like, only way, like, if you don't like subtitles or whatever, come on, bro. Get over it.
You gotta grow up.
You gotta
grow
we're
up.
Adults, bro.
Read
it.
Like I said, it's not even hard. Once you get in, like once that first 5 minutes pass, it's like automatic. Your brain gonna automatically do it.
Yep. The dialogue is great. Even though it's like the way they filmed it, it's like the parts that's supposed to feel claustrophobic and really tight, they did a great job at that. But then the grand shots of like the fleets of boats and stuff, also, and just Godzilla, the scale of Godzilla, like just great,
unmatched.
The acting was great. Yeah, man, real deal dopeness, man.
This just feels good getting out of a movie like that. Like it's almost impossible not to talk about it because we definitely chopped it up right after because we saw it together.
Help it.
We couldn't help it, bro. We be trying to hold on until we get to the review, but that movie would just have everybody's emotions going, man, and the whole audience applauded, man. Yeah. Everybody clapped it up.
I had to clap it up for
sure. Thank you guys for coming through. Not gonna hold you much longer. This has been a Real Squad movie review.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned because the pod will be dropping on Sunday, I think at 6 p.m. It's going to premiere. So if you want to pop up around 6 o'clock and watch it with us, we'll be in the chat. We can all chop it up together. But appreciate you guys for coming through. And it's been real with the Real Squad. And we are... Oh, wait. One last thing.
Oh.
Hit that like. Hit that sub. Hit that notification bell.
Please.
Please. All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace.